Okay, we're back here at the Glass Bead game on the House on the Hill, and I want to introduce you to a movie that I have not even seen yet. It is not on the big screen yet, it hasn't come out yet, but I anticipate that this movie may be as good as My Dinner with Andre, or even better. Um, so, what I want to do is read a description of it, and I'm going to try to move the camera and show a trailer of it as well. So I'll just start right away talking about um, the description of what this movie is about. Mindville is an animated motion picture that tells the story of two everyday people who unexpectedly face their final moments on Earth, and how this dramatic moment of reckoning sends them on an incredible whirlwind journey to a virtual fun fair called Mindville, in search of knowledge and insight into consciousness and the true nature of reality. When his life starts to fall apart, Klaus sets off in search of something that he can call real, and hitchhikes his way across the blazing deserts of Arizona. Unexpectedly stranded on a lonely road to nowhere, it dawns on Klaus that he might be facing his final moments on Earth, and for the first time in his life, he starts to question what will be gone: his consciousness. At this, he is mysteriously transformed into a virtual version of himself, a cartoon existing in a virtual version of the world. Things only get stranger for Klaus when he's rescued by the beautiful and feisty Shahana, also a cartoon, who is on a similar quest for the deeper knowledge of reality and is guarding a dark secret. Shahana is accompanied by a rather unusual guide, Nigel, a large floating brain. Nigel is all-knowing and wise with a wry wit, and is looking forward to retiring from mentoring a long succession of hapless humans on their existential quest. Nigel breaks it to Shahana and Klaus that the only way they can get back to the real world is by going in search of answers at Mindville. Mindville is a virtual fairground of the imagination located in a remote desert, where every ride and attraction is dedicated to some aspect of consciousness, the brain, reality, such as Plato's cave, the stream of consciousness, the Cartesian theater, space-time continuum. As Shahana and Klaus explore Mindville, they start gathering pieces of the puzzle. Great figures from history, such as Plato, Descartes, Einstein, and the Buddha, are on hand to help them along. As the two theories discover more about themselves and each other with every encounter, they gradually move closer to their ultimate goal. But even if you're a cartoon, the path to an awareness and love can get bumpy. So that is the introduction um, to this movie Mindville, and I'm going to turn this and see if I can just show you this. This is the trailer of Mindville. Hopefully this will turn out. This is the story of Shahana and Klaus, two everyday people who get turned into cartoons. This is also the story of their search for answers. Who am I? What am I? What is reality? But where can you go for answers? It's your last day on Earth. Here's Mindville, this carnival where all of these characters are hanging out in this quantum world. Where can you take a ride on the stream of consciousness? William James here is leading them down a roller coaster, the stream of consciousness. Where can you bounce on the grid? Einstein here is having them bounce on this trampoline of space-time. Here's an evil genius with the brain in the vat scenario. Where can you watch Descartes perform his famous dialogue? I think, therefore I am. Where can you take a nightcap with Plato? Here they're in a bar. Plato's saying, you should come back to my place sometime. I have a nice cave. And then you're on a Ferris wheel ride on this quantum Ferris wheel. You see a brain there next to the two people, the two main characters. So that's the three main characters, one of which is a brain. Where can you discover your true self, fall in love, and experience the Big Bang? All on a Wednesday. A place where you may have dreamed of but never knew existed, at Mindville. And these are all the imaginary people hanging out at Mindville, but they're real people. So that's the introduction trailer to Mindville. Hopefully that came through a little bit. And so now getting back to the board here, this is by Stuart Hameroff. And he read the Roger Penrose book, The Emperor's New Mind. And that gave him some of these ideas. He called Roger Penrose. They started collaborating. And they started coming up with this theory of the quantum mind and the quantum soul. In my third book, called The Ontology Dialogues that we're working on, I've ranked the top 50 people of all time, the top greatest ideas of all time. And I have Roger Penrose 1 and Stuart Hameroff number 2. I have Erwin Schrödinger 3 and so forth. I have the top 50. But this idea of the quantum mind is absolutely the best idea that's ever been created, the potential of this. And what this does, it views the mind similar to a computer. And you have a classical computer that's just on and off, ones and zeros, and the mind is similar to that, but also has this subjectivity to it as well. And it can, it has free will, has self-consciousness, recognizes beauty and meaning, and that's something that artificial intelligence or computers can't do because those are machines. So what this idea is moving towards more is this quantum computing, where you have superposition, Schrodinger's cat's idea of multiple realities, and these qubits that can exist in both an on-off position at the same time. And there's this belief that the mind may be more similar to a quantum computer in their theory of the quantum mind. And what that does, it allows for processing faster than the classical computers can do. So you have your quantum mechanics in reality. You have quantum mechanics at a fundamental level, subatomic level, and you have the deterministic world at the day-to-day world that we live in. And then you have the collapse of the wave function that we've talked about so much. And there's this theory, and it kind of, they think, or Stuart Hameroff refers back to Alfred North Whitehead, that he may have come up with this idea that at a fundamental level, everything has consciousness. And they did experiments with, I think it was paramecium, that if you put them in a tube, they can find their way out, and if you put them in a tube again, they find their way out faster. So a paramecium, a molecule, a one-cell unit, has some kind of capacity that's greater than just the classical on or off. So this is part of the basis of this quantum computing, that not only is are you computing at a faster level because it's in a dual state of on and off in these alternative realities, but also that you're accessing these fundamental consciousness that are transcendent are built in to reality, such as experience, the mathematical forms that Plato talked about, Platonic forms, beauty and meaning, and then all of this at a fundamental level is built in to reality, so that that's where the quantum computing and the brain and this quantum mind can get down to more of this foundation, this edge, this coarseness, this string theory, this Planck unit, quantum foam at the foundation of all reality. And Stuart Hameroff believes in this so much that he believes that this is going to cure all disease, suffering, pain, death, everything. He believes this is the omega point of existence.